A shootout at a gas station sends drivers to the concrete as bullets fly at the pumps. Now police are still trying to track down the person who pulled the trigger. Let's check in with Matthew Torres. He's live where it all happened for us this morning. And Matthew, what a frightening situation.
Without a doubt, in the midst of this shootout, we're learning that children were actually in the area. So it was a very busy time for the gas station as people were walking in and out whenever shots were fired. Let's take a look at the video because our crew was the only one there on scene. This is at the Twice Daily gas station on Old Hickory Boulevard and Dickerson Road here in Madison. It happened just around 7:30 last night. From what Metro Police were able to tell us, two vehicles pulled into the parking lot and started firing shots at each other. Again, people were around when this happened. I spoke to a clerk earlier and he tells me that the employees at the time told him that it seemed like it was just a normal conversation between the people, but of course that took a very dangerous turn. And this morning, police are still gathering some more information and evidence. Detectives are still conducting interviews to find out exactly what happened and to find out who may be responsible for all of this. So if you have information that will help them out, please give them a call at 615-74-CRIME. And any updates, we'll make sure to give it online and on air at newschannel5.com. We are reporting live in Madison. I'm Matthew Torres, News Channel 5 HD.
Thank you, Matthew. And we finally know who police say is responsible for a deadly shooting at a packed fast food joint. Detectives put out warrants for 18-year-old Jordan Goodlett, and he's facing homicide and attempted homicide charges now. Police say he shot Murray Gross in the bathroom at the Cookout on West End back on March 1st, then chased Ryan Weaver into an alley where Gross was shot and killed. We're told Goodlett was a college student here in Nashville and has since withdrawn. If you know where he is, call Crime Stoppers at 74-CRIME. An accused murderer on the run for 2 years is finally behind bars. DeMonta McNeese is facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder. Police say he robbed and shot 18-year-old Stephen Milliken the day after Christmas back in 2012. 3 other men are also facing charges connected to that case. And thanks to a tip, police were also able to arrest John Hicks yesterday. Police say he was the suspect for a shooting that left a 16-year-old injured in Smyrna over the weekend. This happened at Kings Crest Apartments. Hicks is now facing numerous charges, including aggravated assault, felony possession of a firearm, and some drug charges. He's being held at the Rutherford County Jail on a $500,000 bond. The juvenile injured is expected to recover. And a woman is behind bars this morning for breaking into a Hermitage business. Metro Police say they identified Clara Paulette Jones in surveillance video. They responded to an alarm at the Dolphin Market on Lebanon Pike Tuesday. On scene, they saw that the front windows had been busted out at the business and at the store next door as well. The video shows Jones taking items from the store before leaving. Jones is charged with burglary and vandalism. A motorcyclist hit by a wrong-way driver has died. Bruce Best and his wife Lisa were riding on Highway 76 in Clarksville Monday afternoon when a man going the wrong way hit them head-on. Bruce died at the hospital. Lisa remains in critical condition. The driver of the car, Herbert Hensley, is now charged with reckless homicide. This was the third deadly motorcycle crash in the mid-state in less than 48 hours. And a former PE teacher is behind bars this morning, accused of sexually assaulting one of her middle school students. Shelley Brown is facing 2 charges of statutory rape. Police say she had sex with a 14-year-old boy who was in her class. She's been the center of an investigation since last October when DCS alerted police after an anonymous tip. She was placed on administrative leave in October and has since been suspended. And a family is suing the Sumner County school system after their child was hurt in class. That lawsuit claims a 50-pound speaker fell on a 10-year-old boy at Indian Lake Elementary last year. The parents say no one called an ambulance, but the boy ended up in the hospital for 3 days and had multiple surgeries. They want the school to cover more than $100,000 in medical bills. And legislation to create a school voucher program here in Tennessee is headed for a vote on the Senate floor. That measure was approved yesterday. The voucher program would pay for a student's tuition at a qualifying private school. It would be open to low-income students in districts that have a school in the bottom 5%. The legislation is similar to a measure Republican Governor Bill Haslam proposed last year that failed. St. Patrick's Day celebrations continued into early this morning, and once the party was all over, the concern turned to getting everybody home safely. However, impaired drivers were not the only concern for law enforcement last night.
Last year, there were 4 people killed in Tennessee during St. Patrick's Day weekend. That's 4 people too many. One of those was out of a crash that involved alcohol, and all 4 of those individuals were not wearing their seatbelt. That's 4 people that's not here today with us to celebrate another St. Patrick's Day holiday.
The Davidson County Sheriff's Department gave nearly 250 free sober rides last night, and the popular Tow to Go program, hosted by Budweiser and AAA, also helped get drivers home safely. Tow to Go will take you and your car home for free within a 10-mile radius.